Welcome, precious souls. Welcome to my happy space. Let's find out what you need to know. Calling in our higher self, guardian angels, under the protection of Archangel Michael, only the highest wisdom, to the good of all and the harm to none. Thank you to all my new subscribers. It's so wonderful to have such a large group that we all intermingle, communicate, comment, and share what we've got, what our knowledge is, our wisdom, our experiences. If you feel called to have a personal reading, you can email me at paintingsbycatherine@gmail.com. And thank you for subscribing, like I said, to my YouTube channel, which is free to subscribe, Earth Angel 3811. That was an interesting shuffle, Spirit. Subscribers to my YouTube channel only pay $33 per reading, Canadian. All right, let's find out what we've got here, guys. They feel really good and shuffled. The Creator, going with the flow. Oops. Existence. We are the world. Moment to moment. Healing. The Source. Turning in. And Patience. Asking me to shuffle again for the key. Ooh, Crossroads, past lives. That's quite interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have Integration. I saw that card earlier today. It was weird that that came through. Okay, guys. So, the whole reading is about realizing we are all incredible masterpieces. We actually are all of the same energy. The same world, if you will, other than this 3D world. We are all the same. We are all pieces of one energy. This is what's really wild, the 3D world, how people really, we've been programmed to separate ourselves from each other based on everything, from what we watch on TV to the race to what our politics are and everything else. It's absolutely crazy how so many of us have fallen for the separation, because we are all connected. We all, from the spirit world, have a piece, a fragment of our soul, okay? We carry it in this skin suit, and we come here to learn, grow, expand, and co-create with the universe, okay? This is what this whole reading is about, realizing we all have different unique gifts that we were given and tools to come here and co-create. We were given, and we chose this, guys. This is the crazy thing. A lot of people are not, still not holding themselves accountable, but we chose certain aspects, like our parents, the people that we would come into contact with, the people that we would be challenged by, the people that would do us wrong, the people that would do us amazing, all of these things. We all made contracts and pacts coming here so that we could best help each other learn, help each other grow, enhance our skills. Literally, we all have this. Okay, so that's what this whole reading is about. The challenge is to be able to go with the flow and not fight everything, not try to control everything, not try to figure out the outcome of everything and how it's going to find us and all these big expectations, but instead to fall into trust with life, because we have a whole team working with us. They help us, they guide us, okay? When we are silent and not segregating ourselves from others, but instead seeing that we are a beautiful orchestra, a symphony, if you will, of moving parts and energy, that we're all here working together to attain the same goals. Yes. And the more that we just fall into this trust, that way we're going with what our true souls, our higher self, our future self, all of our beautiful spirit team are trying to help us do what we came here to do. Okay? That's trust. Is the challenge is to go with the flow and trust everything that's being placed in front of you. It's for a purpose, and it's for you. It is for you. Okay? You've got a wild team of spirits helping you. We all do. Okay. So, you're starting to understand on a very subconscious level, okay? Just exactly where you fit in, what your purpose is on this planet, what your gifts were. You're starting to maybe look back and see all the same common denominators and all these lessons, the kind of people you've drawn in, the relationships you've had. You're going, wait a minute, what are the common denominators, right? What have I gone through? What have I experienced that was so challenging? What am I meant to do with that? This is your purpose, okay? Whatever it is that you've experienced time and time again, and your interests. What are your interests, and how can you bring forth the wisdom and knowledge you've learned to share it with others through the gifts that you have? Maybe you're a musician, a painter, a writer. Maybe you just like to speak and you're great with audiences. Whatever this is, okay? There's something you do that you are going to share what you've learned and the common denominators and how to heal and get past them with others. The whole idea is we are all here to help each other ascend and to ascend ourselves. In order to do that, you've got to face the hard feelings, the hard emotions, the healing, okay? We have to face them. We can't suppress them. We can't go around them. That'll keep you grounded in this 3D world, okay? Those are low vibrational emotions, behaviors, fears, insecurities. We're supposed to move through them and go have that aha moment, which you get many of them, okay? One will trigger the other, will trigger the other. You're like, oh, wow, okay. I just see how I chose relationships that, how depicted the same circumstances as when I was a child or when I was this. And it's always the same. You can look at all the same things, the same lessons to learn. They left me feeling like I was unworthy unless I came forward and gave and gave and gave. Or I feel threatened when people try to get emotions out of me. I don't know how to express them. Or so I run, right? I avoid. I'm an avoidant. Or there's so many abandonment issues. I always feel left out. I always feel like I'm missing out. I feel like no one ever chose me. Rejection wounds. All these wounds, we are meant to heal them. You can't avoid them. You will be 80 years old, and if you haven't faced them, the things will still keep happening. The triggers will still keep happening. These triggers are meant to say, this is your spirit guides saying that needs to be healed. When you feel that feeling of fight or flight or going back into that, survival mode. And we are going to learn them, if not this lifetime, the next lifetime or the next lifetime, and they get harder and harder and harder. So the whole point is, face your fears, face the insecurities, face the truth that these are going to continue to be brought in until we deal with them, because what is inside is what is reflected outside. Our environment is created based on how much we've healed inside, how much we've accepted accountability instead of blaming everybody else, how much we don't play the victim but instead go, okay, you know what? I can see how this state of mind that I had, these beliefs I had about myself, how they're constantly being projected back at me until I say, wait a minute, maybe my perception of myself based on trusting that everybody else knew better than me and they were labeling me, maybe now I'm seeing that they were unhealed people meant to trigger me, meant to help me experience this horrible experience so that I would see that this still needs to be healed in me. And that, my dear, is where gratitude and forgiveness comes from, because in the spirit world, we're probably besties. Yes, your biggest worst enemy on this earth likely came here to be this conflict in your life to help you learn so that they would also be forced to learn. When you finally have, maybe you're meant to learn healthy boundaries. A lot of us are, right? Or how to speak your true feelings. Well, you get someone who's really nasty in your life, and you're continually trying to people please, and nothing will ever serve them. This goes also for empaths and narcissists. What a dance that is, right? Toxic. All right? But each of you eventually have to learn. Or you carry on and you get completely reincarnated and back at it again. Hey, happy birthday. Here you go again. Happy birthday. How many times do we want to do this? The same thing over and over. And when people start to understand that this is what happens, and no matter what, you can't escape something unless you learn from it. That's when you start to go, maybe it's worth getting up off the couch and not living, in this weird blinders on thing where you just work really hard and maybe things will pan out. No, it's about facing what's inside and finding the purpose in it. There's always a reason. There's always a purpose. So then you start to see challenges completely different than just somebody's being mean to you. Okay? Yeah, it sucks. It sucks to go through it, but there's a purpose. We are the world. Didn't I say? We are all connected. We all share the same energy. Okay? So realizing that we don't want to go around hurting others because they have the peace that we need. Hello? So when we're vindictive or, mean or cruel or act out of ego and resentment and being jealous or envious or any of those things, or when we cheat on others, or when we do any of these negative things, it influences so greatly because it bounces back to us. It bounces back to us. Energy doesn't get destroyed. It just moves. It just transforms, right? So if I do something to someone, it is going to find its way. I'm creating karma. Why do you think the golden rules are out there? You treat others the way you want to be treated because you are going to literally be treated that way. Whatever we put out comes back to us. It starts with what's inside. And just as a side note, the best way to defeat someone who is coming at you in a negative way, an abusive person, or saying someone who's narcissistic or whatever, is to not respond, not give them that reaction. That's what they crave. They want to trigger you into going into that survival mode that they've taken the time to learn about you, right? What are your weaknesses? What are your vulnerabilities? I've seen narcissists actually write people's names and what their vulnerabilities are. Yeah, okay, this is like the best defense against someone who's abusive or coming at you is to not react. That's what they feed off of, right? Take them down. Show them their mirror. Let them just see themselves, okay? Now, just recently, you were learning to live fully in the moment to moment, step by step. Beautiful. That's an aspect of going with the flow. It's saying, let's look at what's in front of me and deal with one thing at a time. That way you're putting your full power, your full manifesting creative power on each moment. You're seeing what's in front of you, and that way you're not going to miss what is being given to you, available to you, okay? Beautiful. I love that. Oh, this is wonderful. Okay, in the near future, once you realize that we all were given the same, like different gifts that we came here with, okay, all different abilities. We were taken down a path where we learned certain tools, certain experiences, certain abilities that we're drawn to, writing, painting, whatever it is, okay? Once you tap into that and you use that and you go with the flow as opportunities are presented, because your angels are watching. Are they seeing this? Are they using this? Are they bringing this into the 3D world? Good. You're doing it? Fantastic. That's going to help you heal. As you do these things, as you go forward, using the circumstances from the past that have triggered you, brought trauma, brought woundings or whatever, as you teach others and help others and share your story or share in some way, you are actually healing. The teachers, the people who teach, the people who heal are also teaching and healing themselves. I learn every day. While I'm saying this, it's a constant reminder of what I've experienced. It opens more channeling, okay? I channel all the time with spirit now, and it has been as a result of healing through teaching and using my abilities, okay? Right now, you are tapping into this incredible source energy. You are so powerfully manifesting. Everything you're putting your attention on is like raw energy coming through you from the divine. You are being empowered to use these incredible gifts. So use them wisely. What are you spending your energy on? Okay, because this is your what's the word I'm looking for? If you could help me, Spirit, could you help me? You're using your currency. Thank you. Currency, because we are electrical beings, and currency as in money, right? You are using your currency. What are you using it on? Are you wasting it on people who are draining you? Are you putting it on fruitful things or fruitless things? What are you devoting your energy to? Are you being sucked into the matrix where they keep you zoned in on your phone or zoned in on the TV so you can't use your energy wisely? Catch on to this, guys. Open your eyes. Use your energy directed toward things that make you so excited inside, so creative, so in good mojo, okay? This is what you're meant to do. And then you're doing your part. There are people waiting to be healed by you, to hear your story, to get what you have to offer, and they are offering as well. Your spirit guides are saying, turn inside yourself, turn in, hear us, listen to your higher self, your future self. It's talking to you. It's giving you nudges. It's giving you ideas. It's giving you inspiration. It's giving you knowledge. I'm hearing knowledge that you're like, how did I even know that? I don't know, but I just know, right? Yes, you are being ramped up. Your chakras are being opened up. You've got massive energy coming through you, creative energy. Okay, you are hoping and wishing and saying, I'd love to have patience at this time. I'm getting frustrated that things aren't panning out. I'm getting frustrated that my outcomes aren't exactly as I want them to be. You're the only one stopping yourself. You're the only one stopping yourself from being patient. It's like silence the mind. Remember, everything is working for you. Okay, go with the flow. Things are being lined up. Everything is divine timing. Sometimes, something that we think isn't working out is actually going to be so much better, but it has to work a certain way that our mind can't even conceive of, because it's not based on past experience. It's something new. It's something better. Of course, we don't know how it's going to find us. It's all magic. It's all energy exchange. The key, there's a big cycle you need to break. This is going to be huge. This is what's going to lead you to your absolute abundance, the most happiest life, being completely aligned in your highest timeline. I'm not kidding. This is a big generational cycle, okay? There's something that generations before you have. If you look back in your family lines, you will see that all these things that I was talking about that triggered you, that were the same kind of pain, same kind of relationships, there were generations before you that suffered the same thing and couldn't break the cycles. They could, and it got passed down, going after the same kind of relationships, being the same kind of parents. Okay, there's something you're meant to break a cycle of, and once you do, this is a huge gift. Okay, and it's about, definitely you need to integrate, not reflect on what's on the outside so much and look at it and react as though it's the truth, but instead, look within and see what's real and change what doesn't feel right. If there's something on the outside, this doesn't actually have to do with that card they're channeling right now. If there's something on the outside you don't like, there's something on the inside that needs changing. But once you figure it out and you use your gifts and you go through this healing process and you see it for what it is, you really see it for what it is, you will start wanting to break all the cycles. I'm talking to someone who's here to break cycles. And there is such a reward for that. And not just that, you're healing your ancestors in the spirit world. You're freeing them. They are stuck and bound in certain timelines, certain levels, okay, of spiritualism. And you are freeing them when you break these cycles, and all of your generations to come. I mean, you can't buy that. You can't, you can't get a bigger reward than that, not having to come back in another life and do it all over again and keep experiencing these things for all of your generations, including yourself. But don't think for a second that by co-creating with the universe, you get paid handsomely. You get a very happy life. Everything falls into place, and this is the life where you are being offered this. You are being offered the dream life. So will you take it, or will you say, nah, it's too hard. I don't want to deal with that right now. I want to avoid my emotions. I don't want to look back there. I don't want to dig it up and get all ugly and messy. It's short-term pain for long-term gain. But also integrating your shadow side with your light side. Everybody has a shadow side, the side they don't want anybody to see, the side that looks ugly compared to what society would accept, and the light side, okay? Integrating them, realizing this shadow side is what got you through all the crap that you've been through. You needed that strength. You needed that darkness. You needed to have that in order to move forward and protect yourself and feel like you were safe, okay? It's survival. But integrate it. Don't try to suppress it. We all have shadow and light side. There is absolutely no one who's here who's just some, perfect human being from birth all the way to the end. Well, except I haven't met one, because we're here to learn, right? So of course things get ugly and messy and we make mistakes and we screw up, but owning them and saying, okay, I can appreciate why back then I felt this way, and I'm so grateful I've evolved. I'm so grateful I can embrace that and be grateful for that, and use that information and that knowledge and wisdom that I learned in the shadow side, and see, now I can see when other people are operating out of those shadows, and I see where they need healing. It's about understanding the big picture and pouring the love, interesting flip-flop, pouring that love into yourself. Once you can accept your shadows, you can also see and accept and appreciate and understand and empathize with the shadows that other people have. I can't tell you guys, I walk around this world, there are so many unhealed people, but I can see that and I can empathize. Yes, we all have experienced a lot of darkness with our light. And when you can integrate the two and say, I can appreciate both because they were both a part of my journey. I needed both. You can't have light without dark. That you need the shadows as much as the light. It's just how you use what's inside. What do you throw outside and create in your environment? Okay? If we're operating in the shadow aspect because we're just angry at the world, we blame everybody, we're vindictive, we're cheaters, we're heavy drinkers, we just don't care and go, oh well, short-term gain. Don't think for a second that everything isn't exposed. It is so obvious, and you can't hide from your own self. And that is your biggest judge in the spirit world. And yes, when we pass away, we do a life review. You literally do a life review where you look at every experience of your life like a photograph, okay? And you see, did I learn from that? Oh crap, that's where I was supposed to learn this. I could have been nicer. I didn't have to cheat. I didn't have to steal. I didn't have to lie. Okay, all of these things. I didn't have to manipulate. You look, and now, what do I need to learn yet? Woo! Happy birthday, reincarnation. Welcome to the Matrix, right? Come on, guys. How much do you want to do this? And yes, this soul searching, this dark night of the soul, or the shadow work, or deep healing, if you will, the trauma healing, all of that, it comes from taking time with yourself. If you have not spent time alone in between relationships, in between the chaos, then you probably haven't done the shadow work. If you keep so busy and you're a workaholic and you're always cleaning the house, or you're doing do, you're avoiding the shadow work. And it just gets harder and harder. These lessons, these emotions that are suppressed, these experiences and understandings, when they're suppressed, they turn into physical illnesses. They manifest out in your outside world as lack, as all kinds of low vibrational qualities, okay? So this is important, guys. This is a beautiful reading, and to be offered a chance to break the cycles and finally step into the higher timeline and free your soul, your spirits, the ancestors, be that hero. You were chosen to do this, and you signed up for it knowing you could remember who you truly are deep down inside, which is not this skin suit. You know who you are deep down inside, and you need to turn within, which is going to take some time alone. And you're going to actually learn to love all the parts of you, the the shadows, the light. You're going to remember, I needed those. I needed those to get to where I needed to be. I can accept those. I'm human. I can appreciate that I screwed up and it's okay. And I forgive myself and I forgive others as I would want to be forgiven. I forgive others because now I see we all have these to survive, and we all forget who we really are in our soul until we reach this point where we are forced to learn because things get so crappy, they get so traumatic, so triggering, that we have to take time for ourselves and regroup. And that's meant to happen. It happens to all of us. We're given this opportunity. When the crap hits the fan, that's a blessing. That's your spirit guides trying to show you it's time to heal, to free yourself. And it's so beautiful. I really hope this helped, guys. I really love this. This reading is all about healing, and not a single one of us can avoid the healing. We just keep coming back until we get it right. And your amazing life depends on how deep you're willing to go within yourself and understand and hold accountability for the fact that no one else did this to us. We did it to ourselves, all of it. There were things to learn, and a lot of it we signed up for, and we made agreements with others to help each other heal. And some of your biggest combative moments were probably your besties, and they had stuff to learn too. Okay. Wishing you guys so much love and light. I believe in you.